Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Now Boarding with Bluetrain Mobile. My name is Caitlin Edwards, and today I'll be interviewing Bluetrain designer Ryan Boyer to discuss some common problems marketers face when considering a responsive redesign. So Ryan, some common concerns that we hear about responsive redesigns are that they're going to be really expensive, take a lot of time, or both. What are your thoughts?
So the good news is that a lot of companies struggle with this problem. A huge responsive redesign can be a really enormous task, and you don't have to tackle all at once. A strategy that a lot of companies use is a technique called responsive retrofitting, which simply means that you take your current website and retrofit parts of it, just the most important parts, to be optimized for mobile and tablet devices, and you do that first. And then you can save the rest of the stuff for later.
So with a big project like this, a lot of people are probably wondering where they should even begin. What are your recommendations?
It can often be really difficult to take a long-standing desktop website that's kind of been around for a while, something that wasn't really designed with responsive in mind, to take something like that and to try to remove stuff and try to optimize it as you shrink down to tablet and mobile. That's a process called graceful degradation, and that's the typical process that people use. But there's probably an easier way that marketers can approach this. It's a process called thinking mobile first. So instead of thinking about your desktop website as it is today, think instead about starting from scratch. Start again and think about mobile. And think about the mobile user and what they need. Because thinking about mobile will provide you certain restrictions with the things that you can sort of fit on that screen or fit over a mobile connection. And these restrictions are going to force you to think about the stuff that's really most important to your business and your brand, which will allow you to start with a more optimized approach and kind of work your way up to tablet and then eventually to desktop.
One common criticism of responsive web design is that occasionally it can be slow to load. Is there any way to avoid this?
Yeah, so the typical way that people go about doing responsive is they simply sort of rearrange information as it shrinks down from desktop to tablet and down to mobile. But a simple rearrangement of information usually means that smaller devices like smartphones are probably loading the same large assets that a desktop website needs, which means that your smartphone is probably trying to load over a mobile connection those same huge images, which can drastically increase your load time. So that's what people are worried about. The good news is that there are techniques you can use, like something called responsive with server-side components, also known as REST responsive, which means that your server can do some of the work too, so that when someone on a smartphone or a tablet connects to your website, the server will know what device they're on, and it'll give them only the assets they need for their device, which will ensure that your connection speed is blazing fast. Hit me.
Most important question, Instagram or Snapchat?
Okay, they have two very different uses. You're not going to Instagram.
No,
you're not going to.
Instagram or Snapchat?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, you can't hashtag on Snapchat, so